Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond, and the latest installment of the Pan That Sign collab that I do with Andrea from Pretty as a Peacock. So the palette for this month is based on a Libra color scheme, and even though the color story is in the thumbnail of the video, but I'll pop it up on screen, and I'm going to quickly swatch the shades that Andrea and I chose out of our shared singles collection. We have also added in a deepening shade and a highlighting shade, and as you've seen in the last few videos, we've also chosen some of our Colourpop Super Shock shadows just because we're trying to get more use out of them. They're not perfect matches from the suggested color story, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, that is just for inspiration, and we have to choose singles from our own collection that match as close as possible, and the whole point of the project is just to get more use out of your singles. Now, I couldn't resist wearing one of my Halloween headbands. I'm not sure how many videos I'm going to get filmed this month, and before I know it, Halloween is going to be over. So I popped it on. You probably won't see much of it because I'm going to try and drag you more forward once I start doing my look. So what I'll do is I'll just get into swatching the shadows first. So the first one is Dragonfly by Terra Moon Cosmetics. Probably should have already had these swatched, but it's okay. And you'll see that this color story is quite pastel-y and not normally my thing. Now this one's Lick It, Slam It, Suck It, and it's by Looksy Beauties. So get that one there. Yes, so very pastel-y indeed. I've only done one look so far with this palette at the start of the month, and I wasn't really that fussed on what I created, but it was a look that I wore to work, so I didn't want to go too out there. So great swatch, Lisa. So they are the ones to match the color story. Now I'll just clean my fingers off. And so because it's such a pale color story, we didn't go too strong with the deepening shade. So that's it there, and I've already forgotten to tell you what the shades were. Such a professional. So this one here is Apricot by Sydney Grace. It's number 3, and number 4 is Centerfold by Colourpop Cosmetics. So that was that one there. So this one here, our deepening shade, we chose Martian from Colourpop, and for our highlighting shade, it is called Red Mist from Sydney Grace. So we'll give that one a quick swatch. This is such a pretty colour, and you'll see actually, I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up, but it has a pink to it. So that's it for the single pans. As far as the Super Shocks, the first one is called Special Delivery. So again, these are ones that are common to both Andrea and my collections, and yeah, so we are quite limited for choice. A bit of shadow there on my thumb. So that's it, that one. So I give that a swatch, and this one is still in good condition. It is not dried up, so I'm just going to pop it there above it. So not quite the same, but still green, still pastel-y. This one is probably the least best of the matches from memory. This is Moonwalk. Helps if I take the lid off. Moonwalk by Colourpop, obviously, because it's a Super Shock. Oh, I like my ear hanging out there. Bit of a pixie look happening. Okay, so that's Moonwalk there. So yeah, not a match at all, but doesn't matter. I may not even end up using it, but it's definitely refamiliarizing myself with these, and yeah, who knows, I may just end up leaving it out and using it anyway. So then we have Brady. That's one there. It's a matte one. feeling a little bit dry, but I mean, that's normal for mattes. So that's that one. So yeah, if that was only just a bit more yellow. So that one actually swatched not too bad. So make sure I seal them up nice and good. And this last one is 6 AM. It's an ultra metallic. So that's it there. Feels very dry as well. There we go. So that's it. Alrighty, so for this month, Andrea and I normally set ourselves a challenge, but this month we decided to do something different again and not set a challenge. So of course I have to use the palette. The Super Shocks are just bonuses, so whether we use them or we don't is completely up to us, of course. The whole point is to try to use the palette, otherwise there'd be no point to the project. But we did say that we could use additional singles, which is pretty much part of the rules of the project anyway. If you want to bring shades in from other palettes, or you want to use other singles in your look just to round the look out. Andrea and I generally have chosen not to do that. But last month and this month, like I said, we've picked deepening and a deepening shade and a highlighting shade just to try to expand on the colour story a little bit for the way that we like to create looks. So that's what I am working with. I have no plans really. The green kind of doesn't really go for me, and yeah, I've picked a dress out that sort of goes with the color story. Now today I am actually I'm going to wipe these off as I'm talking. You can tell that it's warming up here because my makeup wipe has pretty much already dried out. So today in probably actually in half an hour, so Teisha will be here very soon, I'm actually going along with her to her neurosurgeon for her most recent MRI results. So I'm just going to chat to you as I do this look. So and I have no clean brushes. I do, but not in the usual holder. So let's have a look, see what I can dig out. Okay, so we'll try. I'm not going to run through because I am in a rush, because like I said, Teisha will be here pretty soon. I won't get a chance to edit this before I put it up, but I'm going to go in first with this one. Yeah, so I'm probably going to avoid the green just because I don't want to be too out there for her neurosurgeon's appointment. So because it's been 6 months since she had her last MRI, and yeah, so we'll get the results today. She actually had her MRI done, I think it was roughly 2 weeks ago, so it's a long time to wait to get the results. So this brush is beautiful. It's one of the new Morphe brushes that I got, and yeah, it's very soft and blending the shade out quite nicely. So I actually stuffed my base makeup on my eyes. Stuffed it up this morning because I was putting my under eye concealer on and had too much on my fingertips, so I ended up putting it on over the top of my eyeshadow primer, and yeah, they didn't play very well together at all. So I tried to blend it out as much as I could and ended up with it in my eyebrows, and it was a complete mess. But from a distance, no one can tell, so you'd be none the wiser, I think. So yeah, I wasn't going to start again just because I've got a day off today and I really want to utilize it. So okay, so we've gone in with that, so that's fine. Andrea and I agreed that we had to use a minimum of 3 shades out of the palette in this look. I have to say I'm not loving this color story at all. There's a reason I only used it once earlier in the month and never went back to it, but you know, it's all part of the challenge and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So what else is new while I look for a brush that I always use and can't find? So I've been working night shifts because the store that I'm at is currently under renovation, and the renovation is going to go for quite a few months, but they have started with the two departments that I work in, which is the bakery and the online shopping. So I'm going to try and deepen up that outer corner with this one. And yeah, so we've been operating out of my local store because I don't work at my local store. I work at the store the next suburb over, and yeah, so I literally 5 minutes, the store is 5 minutes away from my house, so it's really good. But working night shifts has been a little bit of an adjustment, and that'll probably go on for another 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, it works in with my husband because he works nights, and he doesn't start till a little bit later than I do. I've been starting at 10 o'clock at night and working through till some mornings 3 a.m, some mornings 6 a.m. I've actually done a couple of day shifts this week as well, so swinging from days to nights and back again has been, yeah, interesting to say the least. I'm not a good day sleeper at all, so I'm really not enjoying this. All right, so hopefully I can get this to blend in a little bit better later. I think I'm just going to go in with some NYX glitter glue. Pop that on. So yeah, I've been meaning to get a Wellness Wednesday video done forever, and I haven't been able to get a chance. Just really struggling because I've been working so much. Then on my days off, I've just got to catch up on everything else. So I think the next shade I'm going to go in with will be this yellow one. So I'm going to go into the center of my lid. If I end up hating this look, bad luck, because I won't have time to start again before I go out. But anyway, okay, so that is 3 shades out of the palette so far. So I've met the minimum requirements for the not challenge that we set ourselves. And I think I will go in next. Always happens. I end up gouging out the shadow. I'm going to go in with that one. Try and smooth that gouge out. And I might put this in the inner part of the lid. Need to try and blend that together a bit better. Just pop that there. They blended together quite nicely. Yeah, so as far as my Wellness Wednesday, I've pretty much managed since June when I went away to see my sister, pretty much managed to maintain my weight. I have actually put 600 grams on, but you know, I can fluctuate half a kilo to a kilo from one day to the next, just with fluid intake and whatnot. So I'm going in with this one now for my inner corner. It's not really showing up well in this light. Here we go. Wondering whether maybe I should put the green on my lower lash line. But I haven't been good. I have not been disciplined with my eating whatsoever, which is not good. So I'm just going to do the outer part of the lower lash line with the same one that I used out here, just to connect the two. But yeah, just because I've been working so much, I think I've managed to keep the weight sort of in check. So I'm hoping now that the weather's starting to warm up that I will start to eat a bit better again, and yeah, be a bit more active when I'm at home, be outside. Although I do have to avoid the sun, so I'm going in with the green. Hope I don't regret this. Yeah, I've got no one to impress. Can't even really notice it, to be honest. But by the time I put mascara on, it won't stand out at all. So yeah, so pretty much the same goes with my husband. He's relatively maintained his weight. I think he's put a couple of kilos on, and because we've been in lockdown since the end of June, we've pretty much avoided going to the doctors. Everything has been done as phone consultations as much as possible to get prescriptions and that sort of thing. So hopefully he'll be able to go and see his GP again soon. We're on still some restrictions because of people who aren't fully vaxxed yet. So yeah, it's just going to get better and better over time. So so from a health perspective, yeah, we're both doing okay. I have had some issues. I mentioned in the past that I've had problems. I've got problems with this wrist and I'm supposed to get it operated on, and I've elected not to, and I'm just trying to manage the best I can. So I guess because I've been allowing for this one a lot, I've actually injured this one at work, and yeah, so now I've got braces for both wrists. So that hasn't been good, and I've been having problems with my right hip. So my sister had around my age, she started getting issues with her hip, and she's had one hip replacement done. She needs to get the second one done, but she has put that off. So I need to probably go and get checked at some point and get some scans done. So it's not urgent, but I'm definitely feeling it. So the joys of getting older. All right, I think that's as far as I'm going to go with the look. I think it'll come together a bit nicer once I do my liner and my mascara and all of that sort of stuff. I need to highlight my brow. So yeah, sorry I'm being a little bit all over the place. I don't normally talk through my videos, and a few of you have said you prefer it when I do, but I do try and keep them a bit shorter. So I wanted to quickly mention too that my monthly brand collab that I normally do with Lauren, we've decided to put that on hold until February next year, just because Lauren is going to be so busy with her job at the moment, and she works in an all year round Christmas store, but it's really starting to pick up for her, and yeah, so she's just finding struggling even more than me to find the time to film. So that's my brow highlighted. So I just wanted to mention that collab, if you don't see it, it hasn't been completely abandoned, just temporarily put on hold. So, okay, I think that is it. I'm going to jump off camera and do all the other bits and pieces, and I will come back and let's see how it pulls all back together. Okay, so here is the finished eye look. Actually came together, not too bad. I think the lighting is not doing it justice, so I'm going to try to take a photo and insert it at the end of this video, because it does, yeah, it definitely looks prettier to me than what it's coming across on camera. So I haven't actually, I took my headband off, haven't done a lippy. Now I do want to go something relatively neutral, like I said, just because we're going, you know, to the neurosurgeon, so I don't want to be out there. So I've got this sitting here. I don't know if it's going to go or not. It's a roller lip gloss. It goes on very, like, the glitter doesn't really come out much, but let's see. It's not going to show up on camera at all, actually. It's just, it's like a clear gloss, and I got that from it always comes more like a lip oil, but it says it's a lip gloss, so yeah, it doesn't look any different. Yeah, I got that from Joy, from Joy's Way in my my giveaway win. So definitely not the best look, but it's light enough, it's spring enough. We've got the warmer weather here now. It's appropriate for going to the doctors. So yeah, so I've just got to put my setting spray on, and like I said, hopefully I can get some decent photos and pop them up at the end. We're just going to ignore my hair because I need a haircut. It's dry and it's, yeah, lockdown has not been kind. So anyway, with that said, hopefully I can jump back on camera, and so I won't say goodbye now. I'll try and jump back on camera after I've been to Teisha's appointment so that I can give you an update with the results. Yeah, so I'll see you all again very shortly. Okay, so I'm back, and yeah, just got dropped off from Teisha's neurosurgeon's appointment, and we got really good news that there has been no growth of her brain tumor. Like I said, it's been 6 months since she got checked, and she has finally been moved to annual checks. So yeah, we are absolutely stoked and relieved, and yeah, it's really made my day. So yeah, she had to rush off, otherwise I would have got her to come in and say hello to everyone. So for those of you who are relatively new to my channel and may not be aware, my daughter was diagnosed with a brain tumor back in June 2019, and yeah, so she had surgery, and now they're just monitoring her for growth. So it's the slowest growing brain tumor that you can get. So she is very lucky in that way, if you could possibly say that she's lucky to have a brain tumor. So yeah, and yeah, it's still as confident as I was that it would be good news. It's still always a little bit nerve-wracking. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And and I've also put my ring light in front of the window, so you've got natural light. I don't have my ring light on or anything, so I just thought I'd get up close and personal and show you the look in natural light. So yeah, and it's funny because as soon as Teisha saw me, she said, "Oh Mum, your eyes look so pretty." So here I am saying, I really don't like this color story, but yeah, it's just, I guess I'm just not something I normally go for. And she said that the sparkle on the lid really stood out when we went out into the sunlight on our way to the car. So anyway, make sure you go over and check out Andrea's channel. Let's see what sort of look she creates. I wonder whether or not she's going to use the green in a much more obvious way than what I did. So and I think that's all I have to share with you guys today. So I'll see you all again soon. Bye.